Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Commander Vincent Metal, and today we will be interviewing our guest today, which is Jorge Solis-Fraire. Today is Tuesday, June 10th, 2025. Jorge is a U.S. Navy veteran. He was an ABH and boatswain mate. He served in the USS Harry Truman, and he served from 2007 to 2015, so he has 8 years of service. He hails from Texas, and he was born in Mexico, in Zacatecas, which is the state of Zacatecas. Moved to the United States as a child. He is married, has no children, and he currently resides in Hanover, Pennsylvania.
Yes,
so I want to welcome you today and thank you for joining us today at the Carroll County Media Center for today's interview.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
so for starters, as far as your 8 years that you served with the United States Navy, what would you say was your number one, your motivation to join, and why specifically aviation boatswain mate?
Well, so when I first enlisted, I didn't like kind of where I was standing in my life when I was 19, because I enlisted at 19, and I didn't like where I was standing in my life, and I wanted something more, right? And everyone always aims for this high. I want to be part of something bigger. I want to make a big change, but I wanted to be something. I wanted to reach further than what was going on around me at the time. So I just decided, you know what, let me join the military. It seemed like a great idea. And so I enlisted in the Navy. I first tried to go to the Marines. I thought, being a Marine was what I wanted. But I ended up stopping in the Navy's office, and they got me to sign in and enlist. Yeah. So
Excellent. And then, was there anything when you mentioned about your childhood or the environment you were in when you were younger? Is there anything specific that you wanted to share with us, as far as like maybe decisions or direction or friends that maybe we're not sending you down the right road? Is that what you meant? Or is
yeah,
it
no,
else?
that was correct. Yeah, I didn't like making a lot of dumb choices. Young teenager, you make a lot of decisions. In the neighborhood. The neighborhood wasn't that good to begin with. It was kind of a low budget.
In Texas.
In the city, in Corpus Christi of Texas.
It's Corpus Christi.
Yep, and
Yeah.
so the neighborhood that I was living in was not the best of neighborhoods, and I didn't want to head that type of direction, and God forbid something bad happened to me. So, I decided to make a change, and I joined to the military. Need something different.
Excellent. And then more specifically, as far as the rate, I mean, here I'm a pilot myself, so I've interviewed twice to be an A-10 pilot and just didn't happen. So I ended up going Intel. But this is your story today. So the reason why you went ABH, as far as being a boatswain's mate, is phenomenal. Being in aviation on board the USS Truman, that's impressive.
Yeah.
So what was your reason for that specific rate as opposed to so many others to choose from?
Well, taking that as there's it wasn't the best of scores. I didn't score high enough to become working the reactors or whatnot. But it was boatswain's mate, aviation boatswain's mates, and a couple others. And the recruiter made it sound intriguing. I was like, sign me up, man. It sounds great. It's, about aircraft directing and working on the flight decks, and you get to see the ocean all day long, and he made it sound very, very appeasing, and so I just said, okay, well, that sounds great. Let's do that.
All right, so I got to ask you now. So based on that, do you feel that the story that was shared with you, as far as what the career path would be, was it accurate? I mean, were you pleased with the actual experience in relation to what you were sold, more or less?
So I can't tell you exactly what he's told, because I can't quite remember what he said. But I want to say he was fairly accurate with it. I couldn't tell you exactly what he said, but I just remember it as him telling me. And, there's always a sign-on bonus at the beginning. Okay, it was a bigger sign-on bonus at the time. So I was like, sign me up, and I enlisted. But I think it was fairly accurate for the most part. They really didn't relay, that the work involved specifically. Chucking and chaining and tying down aircraft and aircraft firefighting, flight deck firefighting, all that,
And you're happy with that's a.
Oh yes,
you're pleased with.
Oh yeah, I loved it. There's a lot of good that came out of it. I learned a lot because I was just a young kid, didn't know nothing. and it was quite a good experience.
Excellent. That's good.
Yeah.
It's good to hear that. So
Yeah.
that was a positive story.
Oh yes, yes.
What specific aircraft, what platforms did you support?
So working on the flight deck on the USS Harris Truman, we were working with EA-6B Prowlers,
Okay.
F-18s, Alpha Bravos, all the way to Echoes. And then we had the E-2 Hawkeyes.
E-2 Hawkeyes,
Yeah,
okay.
we
for battle
landed
space management.
Yeah, we landed a few Black Hawk aircraft once or twice.
Very good.
Yep, and then a lot of SH-60s
Helicopters
for the
60s.
squadrons. Yep.
How about the Growlers? You mentioned the F-18s, fighter
I did
attack
not work
18s.
with the Growlers.
No Growlers?
The
But you did?
first underway that after I separated or transferred to a different command, they started introducing the Growlers into the carriers. So I missed the
You
Growlers.
just missed that because you
think-
left in 15.
'cause-
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
we could
trying,
talk-
I'm
we
trying
could
to put
talk-
the information together.
We
yeah.
could talk for a while after that. Other folks that I've helped get into a Growler recently.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask, what would you say is your most, I don't want to say pivotal or experience, if you had one particular experience on board ship on the USS Harry Truman that you'd love to share with the audience today, what would you want to share? What did you learn, and how did it maybe change your life and your outlook on the future?
I think the most you learn being on a carrier is that you learn to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations. Like, I mean, it's kind of hard to put into words. So you in the berthings, and I believe you might be somewhat aware.
Sure.
Yeah, berthings are tight.
It's tight.
Yeah, break rooms are tight. You only get one break room. 30, 40, 50 people trying to squeeze in there, playing cards, playing dominoes when the time they do have off. I didn't have that luxury as much working on the flight deck, but it's great. It's great to chat around ship because you meet a lot of different people with different perspectives as far as life, religion, or ethnicity, all the different diversity, multipod, and learn all these different. I think was kind of more significant to me because I wasn't introduced to a lot of outside perspectives and ethnicities because the neighborhoods where I grew up, they were mostly black and Hispanic folk. So very few white folk in that specific area where I lived and grew up. So that was very interesting, and you really see a lot of different perspectives from different people around the United States. So I thought that was pretty cool while I was enlisted. You know.
How about that? So as far as like the future going, based on that experience, it's a really good thing to share, really.
Mm-hmm.
As far as now post-Navy, how would that experience, would you say, would either help your life going forward or your outlook, and maybe work environment? How do you benefit from that?
I'd benefit because you learn how to take in different perspectives.
Oh, okay.
And you learn. I think it helps increase communication between two people, three people, a small group of people. Because you have to listen and listen to everything that's being told to you, and then relay back whatever you need to relay back. So you pick up some great communication skills by being in those type of situations. Yeah.
So very good. Okay, that's an excellent answer. It really helps us understand who you are and what you've learned.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd like to know is 8 years. So at 8 years, you're almost halfway through to retirement.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, then naturally, I want to know is, well, shoot, man, you're already almost halfway there.
Well, there's
why was there a specific reason, another goal you wanted to approach, and there's got to be a reason that you want to try. I always ask that question. I have a number of friends that got it after 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I put an age waiver in to fight to stay even longer,
Okay.
and so I only managed to get 23 years. So I'd like to hear. I mean, you're young, so I mean you could go
Right.
back if you wanted to. All right, if you wanted, you're certainly young enough.
Well, I'm close to the.
How old are you now?
I'm 37 now.
Okay, so I enlisted at 38,
Okay. Yeah.
and I commissioned at
I see
43.
the waiver, right?
So I didn't need age waiver because we were going
Really?
to 38.
Oh, okay.
I just had an age waiver to commission, but
Okay.
so so the reason I ask that is you got a lot of good years ahead of you. You know what I mean? So
Correct.
Have you thought about I guess I'll let you answer the first question as far as reasons. Maybe you had a different career, you want to get married, have a family. Those are usually the reasons. And then also maybe just a different career, and you maybe couldn't get the rate you wanted, that sort of thing.
No, I loved ABH, and like, I mean, I wouldn't trade it to do any other rate.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah, I loved it, everything about it. I separated on grounds based on I didn't score high enough because, and I talk about this all the time to people around the world, and so I was in an accident, right? In a car accident.
Oh, you're in a car accident.
From drinking and driving.
Okay.
That's where it gets weird, and I don't really share this too much, but what happened was I got in a car accident from drinking and driving. You know, it sounds like it's a typical sailor story, but it's really not, because, you know, I didn't practice things like that, and you know, I didn't drink and drive, you know, by habit or nothing like that. But you know, I got in a car accident, and I was in a coma, and 2.5 months later I'm in the hospital. They had to explain everything, you know, and I had to go to captain's mess. But I felt like I was so good at my job. You know, the chain of command vouched for me. All the stories checked out, like what happened. You know, I wasn't being irresponsible, right? And so what happened was I had 2 chances to take the advancement exam to make rank. Took the exam, got my accident, made E5.
Okay, good. You made
right?
E5.
I did make
Congratulations.
E5 during while I was in the hospital. So ecstatic. I was very excited.
Wow.
And then as soon as like that wore down real quick, because I was like, I'm going to captain's mess. I know it, because I was pronounced dead in a car accident.
Oh, dear God.
But I don't know what the hospital did. So I survived it, right? And so I went induced coma. 2.5 months later, I wake up in the hospital. And so what happened was that I couldn't take the first exam, so that left me with the 2 chances to take advancement exams. I barely missed the first one, and I barely missed the second one because my evaluations, obviously the first one's non-promotable. I don't know if you've had the right evaluations, so I was not
sure,
promotable.
loads of them.
Yep. And the second time I was just promotable, which doesn't get you as many points, you know, to help with your advancement.
I gotcha.
So even though I scored in the 92nd percentile of the test, my evaluation wasn't enough to bump me up to make my E5 back. Right?
To E5 back.
Yeah, because I went to Kansas Mass.
Okay.
Right, and you know, everyone says typical sailor and drug sailor, but
I got it.
You know, it wasn't through malicious behavior, right? And so he let me finish my enlistment and attempt the exams, and of course I barely missed it because of my evaluations, and so I still separated honorably, but like everything would have lined up if I had a better eval. You know, and I enlisted into the Navy thinking I'd stay in the Navy, you know, because I wanted it to be a lifelong thing. So
I got you.
But
okay,
you know,
this is
life
good.
circumstances happens, or you know, certain behaviors because you enlist, and me being 19, I'm not very. I was dumb. I was a dumb kid, you know. So you know, you came in dumb, and you know, there was good mentors and everything went well, and then you know.
So this is a beautiful thing, you're sharing your story, because you can help a lot of other people.
Yeah.
And then even help yourself. I mean,
Correct.
we're all on a journey, right? Each and every
Correct.
one of us is on a journey.
Yes.
We all
Everyone has a
learn
story.
a little bit more about ourselves each and every day, and the fact that you're willing to share your story is just a beautiful gift to all of us, because with that we all can learn about you, about who you are as a person. Maybe we can learn a little bit more about ourselves, and that with each lesson we learn in life, we become better persons, right? Better individuals. And so with that said, what would you do differently? Is there anything you could, I mean, sometimes you can't, but what would you do differently from what you've learned?
Well, that's kind of a hard question to ask, because, you know, if you had did something different than something different, obviously there's a different outcome. And where I'm at, am I happy where I'm at? Sure, you know, I love my wife and everything. If the only difference that I would say is you know, and this goes with what we were talking about, the big issue is I don't know what possessed me to get in the car that night. I don't know why that happened, right? So if that had not happened, you know, then where would I be at? You know, I'd be shooting
Gotcha.
for first class chief petty officer.
Sure.
Right. That was the goal, and obviously circumstances. You know, you can say God had another plan, or you can say circumstances dictated different or otherwise. You know, so would I change something? As much as I'd love to dream that I'd still be in the Navy, you know, wanting to be the best that I can possibly be as a sailor and to all my shipmates and whatnot, but everything happens for a reason, right? I'm here where I'm standing having this interview with you based on something, right? So I follow the signs. I'm a guy that likes to, you know, that follows the signs of just as it goes. You go. They say go with the flow, but I go with the flow, but I have my oar with me, right?
Very good.
No.
That's a good. Oh, that's a good mantra to use that in life.
Oh, yeah.
That can. I use those all the time. That's really. I got to remember that one.
I think because the chain of command vouched for me, and that's the awareness to try to bring, you know, at least I hope about alcohol. It's killer.
It can be.
Yeah. So.
But the thing is, you came out of a coma. And how long were you in a coma?
I believe about 2 weeks. It was an induced coma.
It was induced. Okay,
Yeah.
It was induced probably because the brain was probably swelling, right?
Yep.
And they didn't want to damage the brain. Okay, so I have another friend that was involved in a motorcycle accident. It was not alcohol related. It was just an accident. He was in a coma for a while, but it wasn't induced. And praise God, he came through and he's alive today.
Oh, good.
And he was out here visiting the CCVIP.
Oh.
So let's see here. I guess that'll be the next question. Are you familiar with the Carroll County Veterans Independence Project?
I have heard of it. I have been hearing about it a little bit more and more all the time.
So we have a dinner on the third Thursday of every month, and the physical location is 95 Carroll Street, right here in Westminster.
I think I know where that's at.
You just go out 140, take a left, just by the Chick-fil-A. So it's behind that.
Yes. Okay.
And Jason Sydock is the executive director.
Okay.
And we're building a homeless shelter we're going to be building, and we've just made some major renovations. So the reason I bring that up is also that the audience is aware of it. So there may be some veterans that are not aware of it. And we have a couple of women that are full-time people that help with VA benefits, that help also with counseling for PTSD or other issues. And there's too many things that they do to really mention here, and I really wasn't prepared to bring that one up, but I think it'll be very, very helpful, because that might be something that might also benefit you as far as just making friendships, and there may be other people that could also help you if you decide that you have any interest in coming back.
Right.
It's a very well-connected community, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah. Okay.
And as a matter of fact, I have a gentleman who I just sent there. He just went to go over his paperwork for his VA benefits today, to try to help him get the medical care and what have you that he needs. Let's see here. How would you say that your service in the Navy has really impacted your outlook for the future and impacted what you do currently for a living?
The impact has been tremendous in my perspective, because given when I enlisted, you know, like I was saying, I wasn't a smart kid. I wasn't very good at social skills. Like I think it was below subpar, you know. And so you learn, like I was saying, communication. You learn how to be uncomfortable, to think of yourself first, you know, to consider yourself. What do I need? What do I need? What do I need to help you? Help me, you know, and things like that. So I think it helped me broaden my abilities overall, you know.
In communication, interpersonal skills?
Communication, self-outlook, and like, what do I need to be better, to be smarter, you know.
Self-esteem, maybe, too?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, definitely, yes. You know, most young kids are insecure, you know, especially since we don't mature till, I don't think it's like 25 or something. So, you know, I enlisted shy and not really knowing what to do, and I think over that course of time it's helped me develop into a smarter man, to be self-confident and have the ability to be able to have conversations like this.
Excellent. And how about preparation? Also preparation for life and preparation for your future, or maybe your relationship with family and friends and the current work. What are you currently doing for work, and how has it helped you with your current occupation?
Well, so I work at Carroll Community College now. I was a student there, using the benefits that I was eligible for, my GI Bill and whatnot, and so it just kind of fell into place. We're a student employee going to college, and then now I work full time because I kind of fell into those places. Person was leaving, I got the job, and then another person retired and walked into the full-time position. So I work at Carroll Community College now, it's right down the street. So I enjoy it. Yeah. So will it be my last stop? Definitely not. I definitely gonna pursue always something bigger and better. There's always room for improvements. So
very good.
Yeah.
Very good. So I got the last question. Is there anything that we failed to ask, we failed to cover today, that you'd like to address?
Anything? I don't think I have anything. No, I don't think so. We kind of jumped into drinking. I think alcohol is the biggest thing, because the typical sailors drink and whatnot. I think the biggest thing that we need to understand is the perception on sailors and alcohol, and that's not always the case, but somehow there needs to be more program to help prevent.
Oh, right.
Because
to prevent.
like I wasn't like I was saying, everything that I did was not premeditative, so there has to be better systems in place, I guess. I don't know exactly how to explain that.
Yeah, I think I do understand.
I think just awareness, like to help people. Either, I don't know if I was drinking because I was, not mentally insecure, or I thought that was what the right thing to do was, or not. But I don't know, somehow we got to bring to them younger kids that's not always the best solution. Pursuit of enjoyment, right? So yeah, so that's what I think. Because given my perspectives, I think that played a role, thinking that was the thing you do, go hit ports. Oh, let's go to the bar, let's go get drunk, when there's other better things to do, right?
Yes.
Enjoy the towns, go on tours and whatnot. I didn't do any of those. Where did I go? Straight to the bar, right? But I went to go enjoy some areas, enjoyed it. But there's probably better things I could have done. And a lot of people are smart and they do that, But for the young kids, I think that's what they need help with. At least that's what I think.
Excellent.
Whether I'm right?
Excellent.
What's the next question?
No, that was the last question. I really appreciate your time today.
No, thank you.
Thank you for sharing your story and a message that could truly help a number of people maybe make different decisions, and so that it's not a waste. The experience is not a waste.
Right. Yeah.
Your story can help other people.
Yeah, I think I burned myself with alcohol, or with just making the certain decisions that got me to where I'm at now. Now, do I regret it? No, but there could have been smarter routes that I could have took that would have got me somewhere further where I had originally had planned. That makes
Excellent.
sense.
And no, it's perfect. You said it very well. You've come a long way.
Oh yes. We've come a long way, and we made a full recovery. And of course, memory's an issue, but we're there. We're moving along, and we don't resent. There's no reason to resent it.
No.
Or have a grudge over it, or anyone that might have persuaded that incidents that happened. So.
Excellent.
Here we are.
So I got to say thank you so very much, and
Yep.
fair winds and following seas.
Yeah,
Both
yes,
is
sir.
mate.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for your time today.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.